everyone, it's JD Sage and welcome to another episode of Fortune Builders TV. As always, got JD Sage in front of the camera, we got Dave Lupica behind the camera. A couple things different today that I'm really excited about. We've got a special guest. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, a special guest. Mr. John Servideo, and actually I'll just quickly intro. We're going to be talking about something that's very important for anyone in business, real estate, or otherwise, and it's creating and improving your sphere of influence, who you surround yourself with. We talk a lot about, and it's true at Fortune Builders and CT Homes, education is like the foundation of what we do, and it's very important. So what you know is very important, but also who you know and who you surround yourself with can absolutely and 100% affect the outcome of what you want in life. And John is not only a great guy, but he's got great energy, and he loves what he does, and he loves the business of real estate, and he loves helping people teach, or he loves helping people learn the business of real estate. What John spends a lot of his time doing is he travels with our road team, and he educates students on the weekend, and new students, more experienced students as well, all different ranges. And so I asked John to come up with a question that he gets asked probably most often when he's teaching on the road with the event team. And the question was like, what's the first thing I do? I don't know anything about real estate, or I want to grow my real estate business. What's the first thing I do? And this is the topic that John came up with, and it's extremely important, and it doesn't just stop when you start your business or when you're growing your business. It's ongoing. Creating your sphere of influence. So I'm going to let John take the show away and teach, lead, and inspire you on this episode of FBTV. So enjoy the show.
That. Oh, hey everybody, how you doing today? Well, thank you JD for that. We were just talking briefly, and next thing I know, I'm in the FB office here, CT Homes office here. Well, JD and I were recently talking about some of the questions that I get asked as I travel around the country, and we teach students about real estate investing and how to get to where they want to be in real estate. What's interesting is the question that I get asked most often is, what do I do first? The funny thing about what you do first is it's actually the exact same thing that you do when you're consistently trying to grow your business and trying to overcome any plateau or hurdles that you have. And that is, you have to create the best sphere of influence possible. You have to start to surround yourself with people that have the results that you want. So when you fully immerse yourselves in something that somebody else already has an expertise in and you're around them consistently, you start to learn things and pick things up, and you don't even realize when you're doing it. It's like when you're learning a new language. The easiest way to learn that language is actually by going into that country and immersing yourself into it. And what tends to happen is, if any of you speak any other languages and have learned in that aspect before, months down the line, you will start to hear things and understand things, and you won't even know when you actually learned it. It was strictly because you were around those people on a consistent basis, and your whole culture and your whole thought process started to shift into the way that they think and the way that they act. It's the same thing with real estate. It's really the same thing in any business. So what I'm going to talk about briefly is I'm going to talk about a few ways that you as an investor, one, if you feel you don't know anybody that's a successful investor, if you feel that you're not surrounded by those people, how you can put yourself in that position and still learn from the best of the best. And I'm also going to talk about, for those of you who are already successful investors or have already been in the business, how you can continue to educate yourself and continue to find people that are better than you are or more further along in the business. They always say you should never be if you're the smartest person in any room, you're in the wrong room. So how can you put yourself in those rooms? So couple things. The first thing I'll talk about is understand that the most successful people around, they consistently put out their message. They put out what they do that works. You can always read books, people like Richard Branson, people like, Than Merrill and Paula Sagan and J.D. Asasia. Not only do they write books, but they actually put out webinars, they put out social media posts that all have very good information. So the more you spend watching and listening to what these people talk about and how they approach their business and the attitude and the energy that they bring to their business, you're going to start to think and act just like those individuals. A couple other ways that you can do it. For specifically real estate investors, one thing you could do is they have real estate investor clubs. Something that you can do is Google or find a real estate investor club in your area. You can attend an event, attend a meeting, I should say. It's usually locally. And in those meetings, there's a number of investors in your area, some brand new, some that have been in it for a while. Depending on how long the real estate investor club has been open, some were started by very successful people in their own. Also, those things will usually take an investment of anywhere from, you can make an initial investment to go once every so often. You could make a monthly fee. It will vary depending on the real estate investor club. The second thing that you can do the third thing. So the first thing was books. The second thing is real estate investor clubs. The third thing that you can start to get involved in and look at is a lot of highly successful people will have ways that you can invest in coaching programs, like Mastery, for example. I became a Mastery student, and not only did I learn the real estate investing business, which allowed my real estate business to grow exponentially in a very short period of time, but when I invested in coaching and I invested in being around these people that had the results that I wanted, I learned so much more than that. I learned just things in general about running a business, mindset, personal development, things I would have never known if I wasn't around these types of people. And also a higher level of that, or the next thing you could look into, it's what's called masterminds. People in almost any business can mastermind. What a mastermind really is it is a group of individuals that have common goals and also will hold themselves accountable to achieve those goals. If you get into one mastermind, you notice you're having a lot of success. Most successful investors or most successful people in general will now continue to look for additional masterminds that they can invest in. One tip that I will give you, if anybody is going to help you with your business in general, if they don't have you invest, whether it be time or finances into that, they're probably not worth working with because they don't value their own time. One thing that I've learned from Paul and JD and Than on a consistent basis is time is everything. Time is not money. Time is everything, and they value their time very highly, which is why I had to put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I had to put an investment in to make sure that I surrounded myself with these people. But that has already come back to me tenfold. So those are a couple tips. Now what I want to get into next is I want to get into our deal or no deal section.
Deal or no deal?
So, deal or no deal? Should you, whether you're getting started or have already been in the business for a while, continue to invest time and money, no matter how successful you are, into your business and into personal relationships? Well, if you've been paying attention throughout the course of this, and I can tell you from personal experience, that's absolutely a deal. Because that will help to continue to grow your business and put you in positions to learn things that you didn't even see coming. Ultimately, you get to learn the stuff that you didn't know, you don't know. So next I want to get into our quote of the week.
Quote of the week.
Quote of the week, since it isn't my quote, I want to make sure when I'm quoting something it comes off properly. Personal relationships are the fertile soil from which all advancement, all success, and all achievement in real life grows, by a man named Ben Stein. So what that really means is just that personal relationships, we always talk about what you know, but for those of you who are having success or looking to have success, it's more about who you know, because those people will give you what you need to know. That's how you develop that knowledge. There's no weakness in saying you need help from somebody. The strongest people in business seek out those people. They don't say, I'm too good to reach out to that person, or I'm not going to invest any money in them, or I'm not going to invest any time in those individuals, because they know one personal relationship could come back tenfold. So just want to thank all of you viewers at home, JD, Paul, Than, and the rest of the Fortune Builder TV team, Dave Lupica, my boy, and I just want to say that we love to hear your feedback and your comments on the show. So one thing that I'll ask is, when you comment below here, talk to us about maybe a situation where you reached out to somebody and you were able to build a strong relationship, or how a relationship with somebody in one industry has actually affected or impacted somebody, or has actually impacted or affected yourself or your business in a number of different ways. Just like I said, I've learned more than real estate from these guys, and I continue to learn more every day, not only about real estate and not only about business, but just being a successful person in general. So once again, I want to thank you all for your time. Thank you, JD, Paul, and Than, and I'll see you next time.